I've been thinking about this for some time. This guy comes out of office, and when he was in office, to harass the daylights out of him, and maybe deserved it. He does have a difficult way of communicating how he feels about things or believes, and he is kind of a womanizer when he was younger. I knew him when he was younger. And he has a lot of time on earth because he's seen a lot of stupidness going on in government, as we all have. Anybody 60 years old or older knows all the hogwash that our government does. Our government is just full of idiots as far as I'm concerned. And there's good people in there too, don't get me wrong. I just want to say that the electrification of cars, electrification of boats, electrification of homes from a free energy source. This kind of makes me think of when Edison got ticked off at the guy that built the dam here in Pennsylvania. I can't remember his freaking name, but anyways, he wanted to give free energy to everybody. He had this theory that he could transport electricity through the air to your home, and but here it's actually real. It's actually real. You can transport energy to a home. It's called light from the sun. And yes, there's other ways you can do it. You can do it nuclear. I mean, it's all that. But the most safest, probable way is with light. Now, batteries are another issue, but I've been looking at another technology that I think can work. I think Musk just kind of, he's trying to stay on track with what he's got going. And there might be a legitimate gripe reason why he does it. But recently, I've seen a guy invent a generator using a system of making hydrogen from a small tank and then feeding that right straight to the engine. He's got size to fit, and it works. He did it on a motorcycle, too. Now, is it fake? Is it a scam? I don't think so. From what I can tell, it's real. Now, my thought is this, that if you got a home and you are logical about it, really, you could make electricity, hydrogen on demand. You can just have batteries to make the hydrogen as you need it, not in gigantic form, not high volume, but enough to run a small motor that can be used to do other things. Is the efficiency there? Because you put energy in, you get energy out, and it really doesn't make any more. I don't know about the multiplying ability, but I do know that the sun is free, and I do know that cars can go 300 miles on a single charge. I do know that if everybody has an electric car, our power grid will collapse. Look at California; they're already having issues with it. Also, big boys, big guns have a lot of money tied up in the oil pipelines. They get all tied up in the nuclear systems. And I believe that's what gave all the people a headache in California, is because if everybody started getting off grid, how are they going to manage these big plants? And which means the little people lose electricity because everybody's going to go up real high, expensive. Biden's got this theory of hurrying up and making everything transition into electric, whereas his opponent, he says it's all a bunch of hogwash. But you, as an American, know your phone runs a long time, your laptop can run a long time in batteries, a car can too. And your general car, just to drive back and forth to work, could be electric. It's not a problem. And I don't know about you, but if you took a building, 2 glass buildings, and you park a car that's got gasoline in it, and you park another car that's electric, and you put them on a treadmill, almost, so where they spin the wheels on it, and then make this an airtight building, and sit in that room. Which room would you get in for an hour with the engine running? Which room would you want to get into? I don't know about you, but I don't think I'd want to be in the room that has a air-breathing engine in it. I'm telling you what, you're going to die, you're going to suffocate. And this is what I think we're doing to the earth. I think we're extracting all the oxygen, available oxygen, and we're converting it to the carbon. We're filling the air full of, carbon monoxide and stuff like that. Yeah, the plants can take it down. Yeah, the ocean absorbs it, which is at blown out levels. And I think half the time the scientists are all lying about stuff, but maybe they're not. But really, realistically, why would you not want free energy from the sun as a just a person? I mean, if it works, it works, and it works. It does work. I mean, I think that we as a I'm not talking about America. I'm talking about the world. Using solar reflectors, and there's all kinds of ways to use the sunlight. And yeah, you don't have sunlight when it's cloudy out. That's why you have backup, obviously. But like majority of the time, the sun's always shining. There's even on a cloudy day, it makes electricity if you size your system right. Another thing is, a lot of the problems is that we have in the world is we're using great big electric elements. Like I have an electric element in my furnace, and it's 5,000 watts, baby. We're talking, 20 amp, 40 amp service there. I mean, that's a lot of power to be shoving through wire to make heat for the house. And that's not heat for a few seconds. We're talking a whole month of 5,000 watts going on with the furnace on all the time. Or your electric stove. I mean, there's different ways to cook. And if you're able to make hydrogen out of water, and my thought is, why couldn't we use these different things to power our house, to heat our house? I mean, there's different ways you can store the hydrogen so it's safe. So I think a lot of people are like being safeguarding their dream of profitability over the reality of what's right and wrong. And this is where I think that the new onlooker that wants to be president, he needs to back up and say, you know what, switching Biden needs to back up. Biden needs to back up. You can't force an industry to build stuff for people if it's too expensive. I mean, come on, the electric cars are like $45,000. Who the hell has the kind of money like that? I mean, I got some money, but I ain't throwing my money at something that'll probably get hit by another car in a week. I mean, geez, the last car I bought brand spanking new. It got hit within a month. Can you imagine how much freaking money that is? Elon, I mean, I heard he gives you a hard time if you have a damage with your car. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a Tesla. I'd like to have a Tesla, but I can't afford one. They're too much. And so I just wanted to bring it out to you, American people. If you're listening to me and watch my video, I'm probably not, because I'm not your favorite guy in the world. But I really do think that our way of doing business in the world is stupid. And it's all based on who can BS who into doing this or that. And the American public are being forced to do something that we really don't want to do. But if we were showed that this car, for example, I want to show you something right now. Have you seen how fast Elon Musk's car can go? It's like a Formula One race car. It blows the doors. I mean, we're talking about that mom and pa car can blow the doors off of any car ever manufactured in America, in the world probably. It can blow the doors off the car. A stock Tesla can blow the doors off just about any car ever made that breathes air. I mean, and American, a lot of cars are $500,000 that can go as fast as a Tesla that breathe air. I mean, we're talking big money, Formula race cars. I mean, they got to spend massive money on engines. Whereas a standard stock Tesla flies. I think they said something like 3-second quarter miles or something like that. Oh my God, that's like going, you're so fast in that. Who needs that, really? I've written Elon Musk letters about that. I said, Elon, why are you building expensive cars? You promised to help build cars to help the world. You're not helping the world. You're building expensive cars. You're using up all kinds of rare earth materials. Just build a freaking Model T. I mean, I swear to God, just make a little car, a 2-seater car. You don't need a freaking AM, FM in there. If you don't need it, I got an iPhone for that. Get rid of all the junk. You don't need electric windows. You need all that crap. Get me like a 1963 Mustang with a tin can door on it, and make it real light, and make it so I can buy this car for $14,000 or $16,000, not $45,000. Who can? I mean, you want to save the environment? Really? At $45,000 a car? Think about it. That's a ripoff. Who the hell can afford that? And you're using up massive materials to make that car, and you got to build a gigantic plant for it. That's ridiculous. Somebody's going to come along, and they're going to build cars that are reasonably priced, and I bet you GM and all those guys are going to be right there. But now I'm hearing the unions want to freaking sue the daylights out of them to get higher pay and stuff like that. You know, I don't blame them. But the problem is, if you force the price of cars up, China is going to do, you're going to retool up for these expensive cars, and then China's going to come along with and they're going to underbid you and come to the United States, and you're going to do like you did before, whine that you cannot build cars cheap enough and go out of business all over again. And guess who's going to pay the bill on that one? American citizens. Huh? Just build a car that's reasonably priced right from the get-go, and you'll sell millions of them.